In 2012, a schoolboy, frustrated with the lack of resources for his homework, created an app that would forever make the task of reading easier and more efficient for adults and children alike. The venture would go on to make the young boy with no tech background sell his app for a whopping $30 million to one of the biggest tech companies in the world. This is the little-known story of Nick D'Aloisio, a child born into the internet era who managed to dominate it at age 17. Nicholas D'Aloisio was born in Melbourne, Australia on the 1st of November 1995. It was quite early when Nicholas discovered he was different. At age 6, he got into astronomy and spent all his free time learning the subject at a university level. This is where he found his love for learning new things. He later moved to the United Kingdom with his parents at the age of 7 and made his way to London later, where he studied at King's College School in Wimbledon. According to the Wall Street Journal, his journey to making apps began in 2008, when at age 12, he would be in his room tapping away furiously on his Mac computer. He never took any formal training in computer science, not even a computer class at school. D'Aloisio had simply taught himself everything he needed to know by reading blogs and watching tutorial videos. When he wasn't doing programming, D'Aloisio studied natural language processing. He had studied various languages, including Latin and Mandarin, and became fascinated by concepts of grammatical frameworks, morpheme parsing, and the work of linguist Richard Montague in the 1960s. At age 12, he also got into movie making and 3D rendering. By his own words, he wasn't that good at it, but he was teaching himself. In an interview with Danielle Newman, he states, "Around this time, he got obsessed with the App Store and started making phone apps. The first official one was Song Stumbler, a music discovery app that used Bluetooth to find out what your friends were listening to. The next one was called Face Mood, and it would detect the mood of your Facebook friends using an algorithm." His natural love for learning new things and researching topics came in handy with schoolwork, and given the hours he had put into scouring the internet for information, he was more than aware of how Google fell short. Simply put, he realized he needed a more efficient way to identify relevant content at a glance. In 2011, when D'Aloisio was revising for his GCSE mock exams, he had been using Google and Bing a lot to aid in studying, but he noticed the search interface had barely improved in 15 years, especially on mobile. He was now considering ways to present results in a more engaging and expressive way. He thought about using textual summaries, which involve analyzing language as if it were math, to extract the relevant points from a passage without necessarily understanding its meaning. By this point, D'Aloisio had studied several languages, including Mandarin and Russian, in school and had become proficient in Mandarin. He decided to use what he had learned about language structures to approach summarizing news articles in English using math. So, he created his own application. It was Sumly, an app that uses statistical natural language processing to summarize large amounts of text into brief, representative sentences, and it truly changed how people consumed information. It quickly rose up the download ranks, so much so that Apple featured it in their store. Sure enough, this began to attract attention. Li Ka-shing, the Hong Kong billionaire, reached out to the then 15-year-old, expressing his interest in investing in the app. Just a month later, the billionaire flew down to London to meet D'Aloisio and invest $300,000 in his idea. D'Aloisio used that money to hire experts and launch the app, essentially making it a better version of what he coded sitting in his bedroom. At age 16, he teamed up with the best scientists in natural language processing and the Stanford Research Institute, which created Apple's Siri. Once again, D'Aloisio was juggling high school and his love for creating. During the day, he would attend classes in London, and by night, he would work with experts in the US via phone calls and texts to build the new app. This dedication attracted more high-profile investors, this time from the celebrity sphere. Ashton Kutcher, who famously was among the first to invest in Uber, Stephen Fry, and Yoko Ono. They collectively invested $1.3 million. So, with world-class experts, retired professors, big-name celebrities, and the Stanford Research Institute backing him up, Deloisio knew it was time to give up school and pursue Sumley full-time. It was a gamble, but well worth it. Sumley officially launched on the 1st of November 2012 on his 17th birthday, reaching number 9 on the free iPhone app ranking in the same month. With all that success, it was only a matter of time before the big players came knocking. Yahoo, though, made the biggest offer, though Deloisio says it had nothing to do with the price. In an interview with Jeremy Evans from the home of UK tech, he says, Yahoo at the time was looking to acquire platforms that were customized for specific users, wanting to add engineers by buying small technology startups as a key strategy. Today, Sumley is no longer on the App Store because Yahoo has integrated the technology into their own platform. But Deloisio doesn't see an issue with this because the technology was meant to help people, and the name or presence of it doesn't matter. So having made his fortune, the boy still doesn't consider himself a coder, citing his first love as politics, philosophy, and economics. That said, the bug stays biting. In late 2015, he co-founded a startup called Sphere Knowledge, which is a knowledge-sharing service where users can swap information via instant messaging. It was later acquired by Twitter for an undisclosed sum. How can we create the same conditions for success so others may thrive? It's not so complicated, especially today, when more people have unlimited access to knowledge beyond their wildest dreams. Deloisio's success demonstrates the importance of a diverse education and the benefits of exploring a range of subjects, including those that may not initially seem practical. His work with Sumley, which offered a mix of math, linguistics, computers, and coding, highlights the value of interdisciplinary knowledge. If we can encourage children to pursue their many interests without limiting them or making them focus on academia alone, it will allow them to flourish. It would only help if schools also recognized the value of experimentation and allowed for trial and error, rather than relying solely on grades and standardized tests to measure progress. As we have seen with Deloisio's story, it is only through curiosity and trial and error that true breakthroughs can occur. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more motivational and entrepreneurial content. Thanks for watching.